The sponsor of this video is Cashier.com. Cashier will provide you a quick quote and the most money for your iPhone. I sold an old broken iPhone 5 to them, and I can honestly say it's the fastest, simplest, and most secure way to sell your iPhone. The OnePlus One is supposed to be the flagship killer. Now that's a big title, but no phone doesn't have any flaws. So let's go over 6 reasons why you shouldn't buy the OnePlus One. The first reason is lack of availability. It kind of sounds obvious, but it's really hard to get your hands on one even if you want one really bad. You could go to a different site like Mart or buy it from somebody that already has one for like $400 or more, but it's safe to say that if you can't find one, you can't buy one. The second reason is the huge size of this device. While some people consider it a good thing, a lot of people prefer much smaller devices. I mean, in most cases, the big phone is fine and it's hardly inconvenient, but for small pockets, especially for girls, I would be surprised if this phone actually fit in their pocket without any hassle. Now the third reason is because you're buying from a new and relatively inexperienced company. If you have to deal with a replacement like I did from my original screen defect, it took a month to get that new phone to my door. Now that's kind of ridiculous. Their customer service is fast, like they would respond really quickly to your emails and they'd be helpful, but you're shipping it to Asia either way and they're probably manufacturing an entire new phone just to give you your replacement, so it's never too fast. The fourth reason is an unpolished operating system. The OnePlus One is running CyanogenMod 11s and has already went through multiple updates to fix bugs. Still, I've had some issues. The biggest is off-screen gestures going on accidentally. I had to disable the off-screen music control as I had songs playing out of nowhere when I would pull the device out of my pocket, interrupting whatever I was doing, like if I was in a class or something. And same goes for drawing a V for the flash. It just turned on out of nowhere and it would waste battery. The call volume is still a little low. You could not hear the other person on the line perfectly well. It's a little low and a little bad quality. And then I've also had problems with freezing and crashing in apps like Snapchat where it would mess with the camera and I wouldn't be able to open it right. The fifth reason is lack of expandable storage. I mean, all phones should have a micro SD card slot by now. Yes, for $350 you can get 64 gigabytes of storage, which is plenty, but a micro SD card slot would be so much better for all those consumers that put a lot of media on their devices. As you can see, I don't personally use a lot of storage at all because I don't really have that much music or movies or anything on my phone, and I don't really have games, but I know some people are media whores and dislike the lack of expandability, so I definitely think that they should have included a micro SD card slot, but maybe in the next revision they will. The sixth and final reason is the number of defects this phone has had. If you think about and keep in mind how many of these phones have actually shipped, the amount of complaints of defects that are online and on the internet and stuff is actually really big. People have been complaining about a yellow tinted screen, which I actually noticed a little bit, other screen defects like micro scratches, which I experienced in my first one, and I even found a stuck pixel on my replacement device, but it's not a big enough deal for me to go and replace it again. Now don't get me wrong, these things don't ruin the phone's experience, it's still a great phone, but it is worth mentioning that you might not get a perfect phone out of the box. So those are my top 6 reasons why you should not buy the OnePlus One. Now keep in mind, I love this device. I love it to death. It's my favorite phone that I've ever used, but it's important to keep things in perspective. Hopefully I can take all the pros and these cons and combine them into a fair review when that video does come around. But until then, subscribe for more content. Thank you so much for watching, and stay classy. Before I head on out, I want to talk about Cashier again. Now, I would never recommend a service, as you guys know, without trying it myself and making sure it's a good service. So I sold an old broken iPhone 5 to them. They gave me a quote, shipped the package that was already pre-packaged and pre-labeled. I just put my iPhone in it, sent it back, and I got paid. It was actually really simple and really easy. Cashier only purchases select iPhones and currently only operates in the United States, but it is simple, fast, and very secure. You get a quote, ship your iPhone, and you get paid. It actually is the best option if you are trying to sell an iPhone.